Let's see here. Is this thing on? Awesome. Can everybody hear me okay? Let's see if I can actually get some feedback in the chat box here. All right, so while we're waiting for the chat to populate, hopefully it'll actually work. Yeah, so I'm so excited. Blockchain Mastery University is open, and I wanted to hold this live stream today to answer any questions that you all might have, and also give you, some feedback on what's inside the program. What's going on so far, because I'm really excited about this. Yeah, I can't wait to tell you all about it. Go ahead and leave your questions in the chat box, and I'll try to get to them as we go on through this live stream. But let me just start off. So, we've had a lot of signups already. We've got this ball rolling. I'm excited for a lot more people to join and make this a really awesome learning community. So this is a community-focused program where we're going to have like real-time chat support and access where you all can interact with one another inside the program to help you learn blockchain and master it and get that feedback that you need that's critical whenever you're trying to get past challenges, because that was one thing that was huge for me when I first started learning programming at all, and also getting into blockchain. Was I was a self-taught programmer trying to figure things out on my own, and when I got into blockchain, I didn't have anybody to reach out to who could help me get unstuck. And I think that's a really critical aspect of mastering these skills so that you can accomplish your goals, whatever they are. So we've got some messages coming in the chat room. I'll try to answer these. Let's see here. Hey, everybody. What's the difference between Blockchain Mastery University and the Bootcamp? Yeah, I've got this question a lot. I'm sure I'll get it throughout this live stream. So let me tell you a little bit more about what Blockchain Mastery University is, and then I'll try to answer that question. That'll give you an idea of how it's different from the Bootcamp. So basically, Blockchain Mastery University, what we're doing right now, is this: we're going through weekly videos. So I've got a video vault where I'm uploading a new video every single week. All right. And on top of that, we've got this 24/7 community chat support where I'm going to be inside there giving you feedback, helping you on really whatever your goal is. For beginner programmers, also experienced programmers who are trying to build their own projects and want, test users. They want feedback on how to make this work. People who are trying to get jobs. You get all of that inside this community. Okay. So weekly videos, 24/7 chat support, and also we're doing live stream Q&A. So whenever you have real questions, we'll have sessions like this where we can share screens, get feedback. You can get unstuck, whatever you need. That's what that program's for. So how is that different from the bootcamp? Okay. So the bootcamp is all on-demand video content that just lays everything out step by step. All right. If you're trying to get into blockchain and you want, the curriculum that's from start to finish, that's what the bootcamp is for. Okay. So inside there, you get an introduction to all these critical blockchain concepts. You build a real-world project, a decentralized cryptocurrency exchange with the Capstone project. And it's the entire plan laid out from start to finish. Okay. So what's lacking for the bootcamp is this community aspect. And that's exactly the angle that Blockchain Mastery University, that's the need that it serves. So these programs are great to be combined with one another. And you can join one or the other, but you're definitely encouraged to join both. So I hope that answers your question. If you have any more specific questions about the difference, I'd be happy to answer those. Let's see here. Somebody said first time live stream. Oh, thank you. Thank you for all the kind words about the content over the years. So yeah, I don't really do many live streams on my YouTube channel. I did one whenever we opened the bootcamp for the first time. But that's one big value from Blockchain Mastery Universities. We'll be doing regular live streams inside of there so that you all can get feedback on whatever you're trying to accomplish. Can I ask how to connect blockchain to Android in an application? Yeah, I can definitely tell you about that. Just shoot me an email. But that's the kind of thing that this program is designed for. So if you have these kinds of questions, you have a goal in mind, we're here to help you accomplish those goals. Let's see here. What will be the curriculum? Oh, my apologies. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your name, but I have interact with you over email. I know you were inside the boot camp. Is it Soran, I think? Yeah, so Soran, right now the curriculum what's going on right now is we're doing a weekly video. Okay. So the cool thing about Blockchain Mastery University is it's a blockchain based membership program. Okay. So the actual central website that we use is blockchain based. So essentially everyone who joins gets a token on the blockchain, and that becomes it gives you all these kind of rights and privileges as members of the community, but it grants you access to the actual website itself. So where we're starting with Blockchain Mastery University is I'm taking you behind the scenes on how to create something like that. All right. And I'm waiting for registration to close and get feedback from everyone who's inside to solidify the roadmap about where we'll actually finish with that. Okay. But I have a lot of great ideas right now. I just want to custom tailor this to everyone who joins Cohort 1 so that, we're meeting their needs. Like I said, this program is designed with them in mind, everyone who joins. And I want to custom tailor it. So, but for now, that's what we're doing. We are creating this blockchain-based membership website. I'm taking you over the shoulder to show you how I'm making this, and then you get to actually use it. So it's really cool. You get to participate in the creation of a real-world blockchain application that serves the community. So let's see here. All right, got some more questions coming in. How can a newbie take benefit out of the mastery program? I think beginners can benefit the most, honestly. There's a big difference in experience level. So we've got some really experienced developers inside of there that I've seen already with different backgrounds from like, I think we've got an artificial intelligence guy in there. We've got some other people who have, 10 plus, 20 plus years of programming experience. So it's really great. So if you're a beginner, that's the place to be. Let's see here. So if you complete the courses, are you ready to get a developer job? So that's a great question. Part of this program is designed to help you accomplish your goals. So if you want to become a developer professionally, that's what I want to help you do. I've got job postings in there already. People who have questions on like, how do I do this? How do I get my first job? That's what this program is also designed to do. Do you have access as soon as you register? Yes, you do. So right now, like I said, this is a token-based membership program. And if you're not quite sure what that means, that's okay. I explain that inside the program as well. But whenever you join, you'll have immediate access to the content. I'm going to issue the tokens for the program after registration closes. So you don't need it immediately. Will there be stablecoin development in the program? I can definitely tell you how to develop a stablecoin. If you want information on that, I can give that to you inside the program. Do I have a team online 24/7? We've got pretty good coverage. It's a global program. There's members from all around the world inside of there. I've got a core team of people who are helping answer questions. So you can get pretty fast feedback. Let's see. If you had trouble getting the emails for the program, just shoot me an email over to gregory@dappuniversity.com. I can send you those. Can you help me getting freelancing gigs online? Yes, I certainly can. Have I read every book in the background? Pretty close. So somebody mailed me something about my project that I didn't reply. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. I've gotten so many emails in my email inbox. Sometimes stuff kind of slips through the cracks. And that was one of the reasons I actually created Blockchain Mastery University, is because I get so many inbound requests that it's nearly impossible for me to get back to everybody. But this program is designed to help you do that. What type of database used in smart contract? The blockchain is a database. Doing amazing work. Thank you very much. Will there be advanced dApp tutorials? That's a good question. I mean, what I'm doing right now is creating an advanced dApp. That's how the membership website works. So you're seeing that behind the scenes right now. And like I said, I'm tailoring this to the community. So based on what their feedback is and what their needs are from cohort 1, we'll determine the future direction once we finish the development of that. Oh, confirm closing date on February 5th or 7th. So I may have misadvertised something. Let me see. The closing date is February 5th. Sorry, it's Wednesday, February 5th. Thank you everyone for the kind words. Sorry, my hair's getting a little crazy here. These headphones kind of throw everything off. So yeah, sorry, I'm reading comments. It's really hard to read comments and talk at the same time. I don't know if anybody else has ever done this before. I'm not very experienced with live streaming. Perhaps I should do that more often. Well, I will inside of Blockchain Mastery University. What can I get out of blockchain mastery that I can't get from the boot camp? That's a great question, Brandon. So the main value of Blockchain Mastery University over the boot camp is continuous weekly videos, 24/7 community chat support. I will be inside this program giving you feedback whenever you get stuck, answering whatever questions you have, helping you get a job. And also, let's see, what did I say? Chat support, regular videos, live stream Q&A. That's a big value too. How to become a core blockchain developer. You should jump inside the program and I'll tell you. Let's see. Do I like Hyperledger and teach it? So I haven't seen enough demand for Hyperledger to focus on that for dApp University. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. How do I configure the Sublime text with the subl command? It's a symlink. So if you Google like Sublime text symlink Mac, I'm assuming you're on Mac or some other Linux system. If you're on Linux, just say Sublime text symlink Linux, and the official Sublime text website will show you that. Could I get my advice and guidance on my own project? Uh, Javier, yes, that's what the program is for. So if you get inside there and join the community, if you can just tell us what your goals are, we can craft a plan for you to accomplish them. Someone's asking if the monthly subscription fee is a year or a month. So there's a monthly option and there's a yearly option. Can you use Windows? Yeah, you can use Windows. Let's see here. Make a tutorial on Angular and Ethereum. It gets really hard to support all the JavaScript frameworks. So I've used React mostly professionally, and it's really important for me to focus on one thing rather than try to learn too many things. React is still really in demand. Angular's fine. Vue is fine. Any of these other JavaScript frameworks that are widely supported are fine and will support blockchain development as long as you import standard blockchain libraries with NPM or Yarn or whatever JavaScript package manager you want to use. As long as you can use Web3.js, you can use the JavaScript framework. I know some of them have like special libraries like with syntactic sugar on top of them that make it easier to use in your framework, but it's fine. Whatever you want to use is fine. I just can't teach like every JavaScript framework. Will you benefit from mastery course with zero Solidity experience? Yes, I think you will, certainly. About creating a blockchain protocol for medical data transfer. What do I think about it? Yeah, it's definitely possible. Your biggest issues right now are going to be privacy and regulation compliance. And I cannot advise you on regulation issues. I would have to point you to a legal uh, expert for your region, country, state, municipality. What do I think about MakerDAO? I think it's great. I think DAI is an amazing project. I did some videos on my channel recently about MakerDAO. What's my private consulting fee? Shoot me an email over to gregory@dappuniversity.com. Let me know what you're interested in, and I can discuss that with you. Welcome from France. See, I learned more from my videos than the consensus program. Thanks. Am I available to work on DApp projects? Yes, I am. Just shoot me an email. Oh, what is the email? My email is gregory@dappuniversity.com. I'll just put it in the chat. I think I spelled that right. Yeah, I did. All right. Trying to get my kid who is doing a computer science degree to learn about blockchain programming. Which is the best programming language most used for Ethereum projects? Well, that's great, Joseph. Because if I had a son, or I'm not assuming a son here, a kid, a child, or maybe this is a teenager, I'm not sure, who is it was at that age where they could start learning programming, I would definitely teach them blockchain, because I think this is a great time for them to learn that skill for sure. So for Ethereum, Solidity, highly recommend that as the core programming language for building Ethereum smart contracts. And then on top of that, learning another programming language where you can interact with the blockchain, either JavaScript or Python. If you don't know, I would suggest JavaScript just because it's more flexible. You can create websites, server-side applications, all kinds of stuff. If they're already interested in Python, that's fine too. They could always learn something else like, I don't know, Go or something like that, but that's probably not the best for beginners. Can I make a video on getting internships with blockchain? I actually found a blockchain developer internship that I posted inside the program already. How will zero knowledge proofs revolutionize blockchain technology? Um, it definitely could. Try crypto zombies to get the syntax. Yeah, that's a good idea. How does it complete take to complete blockchain mastery university? That's a good question. So, somebody's asking me this. How is a boot camp different from blockchain mastery university? The boot camp has a clear step-by-step start and finish. It is an on-demand program where you have a clear cut from beginner all the way to you know very good developer. That's what the curriculum is. Okay, so blockchain mastery university is different. It's ongoing. It's a monthly membership where you have weekly videos, 24/7 community chat, live streams. So it's really designed to enhance your experience of the boot camp, or you don't even have to join the boot camp in order to participate. So in a sense, you graduate whenever you've accomplished your main goals. And even then, like, honestly, if I were just a blockchain developer and I like didn't run DApp University, I would be inside this program. Because like imagine you get your first job and then you're sitting there going like, I don't know how to do this. And you could just ask people inside of Blockchain Master University and it would be a huge value. Like there's so much value in it. I mean, I also like want to give you all like be 100% transparent with you all. Like I myself have paid a lot of money to be inside of online community groups, courses, hired one-on-one mentors to learn the things that I know how to do. Um, and yeah, I mean, I see a huge value in it. That's one of the reasons I create these kinds of things. Like I'm a self-taught programmer before I got into blockchain. I basically learned programming just by following tutorials and going through like, you know, with online resources. And that's one reason I'm such a huge believer in it is it's completely transformed my life and has totally helped a lot of other people. I mean, I've helped a lot of other people become programmers outside of blockchain before I even learned blockchain. And that's one of the reasons I'm so huge on online education is I think it's a game changer. So let's see. Is a chartered accountant. How can I learn blockchain? What's the future prospects for me? So it's a good question. I mean, I've had people do the boot camp who had other professional backgrounds that specifically wanted to learn blockchain because they thought that it was going to impact their industry. And they didn't even necessarily care about becoming really advanced developers. They just wanted to get a good understanding of it. And I've had people do that who really benefited from. I got a video testimonial actually from somebody who I think they were doing like Internet of Things and they were just like a product manager. They wanted some technical understanding, but they didn't necessarily care about being a full-time developer. And they got a lot out of the boot camp. So if you're in a similar situation, like accounting, and you think that accounting is going to be disrupted by blockchain and you want a really good understanding of it, that's a really good option inside the boot camp. Or if you want to change careers and become a developer, that's also a really good option. I think accounting is a big industry that can be disrupted by blockchain. I've done professional projects in the accounting industry. So yeah. Where should I showcase my blockchain project to uplift chances of getting hired? I would highly recommend putting your code on GitHub. I would deploy the project live to the web so people can use it. If you have any kind of like personal website or portfolio, I highly recommend doing that. Get active on social media and talk about your project. Teach people about what it does, what are its benefits, and how does it work. Do I get an official certificate after you accomplish the course? Yes, you do. Do I trade cryptos? I don't actively trade cryptocurrency. Um, I participate a little bit, but I'm not really a trader. Do you need to know JavaScript to become a full-time blockchain developer? Not necessarily. It depends on what you want to do in blockchain. I think some knowledge of JavaScript is pretty good for any developer to have, even if they don't do blockchain. It's kind of the lingua franca for developers, or the common language. Um, so even if you're not a proficient JavaScript developer, I think being able to read it and understand it, and then just do minimal things in it, is really valuable. But if you want to do the kinds of things that I'm teaching you how to do, then I would highly recommend getting good at JavaScript. Can we use this channel to shill our projects? Of course you can. Yeah, we got people inside the program who are building real world blockchain projects, and I'm encouraging them to show them off inside this program, to get feedback on them, to get test users, all that kind of stuff. So Javier says, please describe your thoughts on this community and your involvement for collaboration, specifically sharing ideas and getting questions answered. I'm not totally sure what you're asking there, Javier. If you ask it another way, and I can try to answer you better. How do you go about finding projects that showcase your skills? That's a good question. So I would, so if you, that's a long answer to that question, which that's one of the reasons this program exists, is to try to give you those kinds of things so that you can build your own portfolio, get a job, all that kind of stuff. But the 2-second answer would say, i- if I was trying to do that to get hired, I would build something that had a real world use case, probably financially related. Does blockchain technology always need a token for it to have a use? That's a great question. No, it doesn't. Tokens are just a really big use case, because financial transactions and financial use cases are one of the main things that's causing Ethereum adoption. I mean, think about it. So, like, one of the things that makes Ethereum work is the fact that it has gas fees. You have to pay to make transactions. And, you know, most people aren't just going to pay to click buttons to do things on a website. Fees typically make sense to justify whenever money's changing hands in the first place. How do I keep up with all the news in the blockchain space? That's a good question. That's a challenge for sure. There's lots of different ways. Twitter's a good resource. Reddit's a good resource. There's lots of different watering holes, but it's a never-ending battle. Oh, I think question was, do we need token? Um, hmm. Do you need to? If you're asking about the program, so One thing that's cool about Blockchain Mastery University, it's a membership program, and you hold a token to become a member. So you don't need a token in order to join. So everyone who's joins is going to get a token later after registration closes, and whenever they do that, they'll need it to access the community. And I've got lots of other really cool ideas about what we can do. We can we can get pretty crazy. There's all these things we can do with voting. If you've heard of decentralized autonomous organizations, there's all kinds of stuff you can do with blockchain and membership tokens. Let's see here. Sorry, there's so many questions. I'm trying to get to all of them. Okay, so somebody says, if you want to store sensitive data on the blockchain, like medical records, is there a way to keep them secure other than encrypting them? I would recommend encrypting them. And I wouldn't probably put the encrypted data on the blockchain. I would put it on some other storage system and store a reference to that location on the blockchain. Do you think it's possible to get your first job in programming doing blockchain related work? Yes, I think it's certainly possible. Uh, I just I just created a list of jobs for the first week of Blockchain Mastery University, and on that list are like junior Solidity developers. Uh, so I get this question all the time. People say, like, do you have to be an expert to get your first blockchain job with like 10 plus years of programming experience? No, you don't have to do that. So, I mean, companies want to hire those kinds of people for sure, but they can't do everything. Like, they need to delegate tasks to other people. Because typically you're going to have one like really smart person above everybody else, and then not that other people aren't smart. I just mean one like really smart, really experienced kind of mastermind, and then they typically delegate a lot of other work to other people. So they need beginners. So I mean, some companies will have resistance to beginners, but it just depends. You there may be specific companies that aren't hiring beginners, but there's still companies that are hiring beginners. And another entry point for people, like if they have a hard time finding a entry level blockchain developer job, is you can always start doing like JavaScript development at a company that does blockchain and try to work your way over to that in the long term. What is the schedule for registration for Blockchain Master University? So I haven't decided when I'm going to open up cohort 2 yet. All right. So basically how this works is registration lasts 7 days. It's ends on February 5th. Sorry, I had to look at my calendar to make sure I got the date right. But the whole idea is like I can only help so many people. So I'm only opening it 7 days. I'm not sure when I'm going to open up cohort 2, but it's probably not going to be very soon. Are there any job fairs specific to blockchain? That's a good question, Joseph. I think you're the one that was asking about your well, I think it was your son. Sorry, I want to assume. Um, that's a good question. I highly recommend meetups or conferences to learn about those kinds of things. They aren't really job fairs per se, but they are a really good place to learn about companies that are hiring. Pretty much any company that has blockchain developers is hiring because the developer demand is so high. And you could just treat one of those events like a job fair. I'm not sure where you live, Joseph, but there is ETH Denver is a conference coming up in February in Denver, Colorado. I'm just going to assume you're from America. Uh, Looks like an American name. Can I start blockchain just with C# and Python? Yes, you definitely can. I've got some tutorials on my channel on how to program for the blockchain with Python. I don't have any C# tutorials though. Did you find clients as a freelancer? That's a great question. I mean, right now, pretty much all of my client work comes through DAP University. People just know what I do and they reach out to me about projects. Before that, most of it was my professional network, basically meeting other developers, doing some online presence as well. Let's see here. But after I started App University, that's pretty much where all the work comes from. Do I use Upwork? So I don't use Upwork for myself to get freelance jobs, but I do hire people on Upwork sometimes. And the only reason I don't use Upwork to get my own jobs is because I get them through App University. How plentiful are remote blockchain positions? Very plentiful because blockchain is basically very global. Essentially, like if you start a blockchain company, hardly anybody can just like reach out and grab a blockchain developer. So they pretty much have no choice but to leverage a global talent pool. I mean, some companies they won't hire remote employees or they won't advertise that they do. I get that, but that's kind of a small fraction of the companies. It's kind of like some of the companies don't hire beginners, and that's also true, but some people just don't have a choice. It's like companies always want the best. Companies they're like, we want to hire the best people. We want them all on site all the time, always working here. It's like, well, you don't live in a world where that's available. So what is the name of the conference in Denver? It's ETH Denver. I'll just paste a link in there. Sorry, I'll do it right now. Let's see here. It's February 14th through 16th. One of the reasons I am not going is because it's Valentine's Day. Let's see here. Joseph Green. I'm sorry. I assumed you're American. My fault. He's from the UK but lives in Brazil. The beginning of blockchain. Find China and almost everyone. Large cryptocurrencies. Yes. Yes. This is a good question. Luis says, as a blockchain consultant, do I mostly educate clients about using public blockchains or build private blockchains for internal use? So I try to push people towards most people, I say, towards using public blockchains because it's so hard to achieve the security benefit of blockchains if you're just going to start one yourself. I'm not saying that I'm not saying it's the wrong solution for I'm gonna say that backwards. Some people it's fine. Most people I highly recommend using a public blockchain. How much scope is there for blockchain in coming years? Well, nobody's got a crystal ball, but I don't see the demand for blockchain developers slowing down anytime soon. I don't know if you saw some of my recent videos, but like LinkedIn named blockchain one of the top skills of 2020, ahead of cloud computing and artificial intelligence. So if that tells you anything, I think we're still at the beginning of a huge trend. Do I have any videos on how to spin up an Ethereum node? Yeah. So at the end of, I think it's the Code Your Own Cryptocurrency series, I show you how to deploy it with your own node on Ropsten Test Network. It might be a little out of date, but you'll get the idea. I guess the next question to ask yourself is, why do you want to run your own Ethereum node? You might have a good reason, but I'm just putting that back in your court. I'm a student at university and I was thinking about starting a blockchain consulting company with other students. How realistic do you think this is? I mean, I think it's realistic. So you just have to decide what the value is that you're providing to your clients and then offer it at a reasonable price point, especially if you're young and they know that they're working with like university students. I mean, think about all the new technology. Like young people are typically the ones who adapt to that a lot faster than older people, and not old people, but you know what I mean. Like, think about it. Early 20s somethings were the experts in social media, and social media is one of the hugest forces in marketing nowadays. So similarly, I think younger people are going to be the experts in blockchain. So yeah, I think you could start a consulting company. You just got to be upfront about what the value is that you provide. What an ugly boy. Sorry. Let's see here. Do I have any videos where avoid MetaMask and make applications just like normal apps so that users don't have to know anything? I don't right now. Some people have asked me about like the gas station network. I did a video on my channel about Ethereum, so where you can sign in with a third party service rather than having to use MetaMask. I think I've also did a video about how to make a dApp without MetaMask if you want to do all the backend stuff with Python. I did that, but I don't have any step-by-step tutorials that show that. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna wind down here pretty soon. Does anybody else have any other questions about Blockchain Master University? I think I've covered most of the questions that I've seen in the chat and the question that I've been getting over email. Uh, is it a good idea for a lawyer to take the course? So, like I said, I've had other people who are not programmers get in. So you can get a lot of value out of this community if you're not a programmer and want to learn more about blockchain. I mean, it's going to be focused towards programmers, but if like you're a lawyer and you want to uh, ask questions about blockchain, it's a great place to be. Also, if you're a lawyer and you want to specialize in blockchain, there's gonna be people inside the. I've already had people inside the program who are saying like, "Hey, what are the legal implications of this and that?" And I always say, "Well, I can't really give you legal or financial advice, but I can point you towards people who are experts in those areas." Which I do have a network of attorneys that I point people towards, my clients and so forth. So if you're a lawyer and you want to, join, I think there's value. Have I tried Crypto Zombies? Yes, I've played through Crypto Zombies. All right. Anybody got any more questions about the program before I sign off here? All right, everybody. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wind down for today. Thanks so much for joining this. I hope to see you inside. Again, registration closes on February 5th. Sorry, I'm checking the calendar to make sure I say the right date. February 5th. Yeah, I'm going to close it down. Not sure when I'm going to open it back up again. I'm sure I'll get emails from people saying, hey, please, can I still join? But it's not going to be fair to everybody who joined when they were supposed to. So please, if you want to join, don't wait. Awesome. Yeah, very cool. All right, everybody. If you have any more questions, my email inbox is always open. You can just shoot me an email. I'll put it in the chat box. This would be Gregory@dappuniversity.com. All right. Yeah, if you got more questions, just let me know. I'll try to get back to them. My email inbox is blowing up like crazy right now, so it may take me a few minutes to respond, but I will try to do the best I can. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks again for joining, and I hope to see you inside.